Justin, a quarter untuck your shirt and start working on your monkey grip strength, my man. We're diving into Uncharted 4 Thief's End. We're going to overview this. We're going to put Nathan Drake to bed and see him to the end of his adventuring, dude-killing career.
I'll miss this mass murderer so much.
This is Uncharted 4. It comes out next week on Tuesday.
And the whole thing's on a boat.
And it's a boat. It's a nautical romp.
Man, this isn't even on a boat. This is it's a big boat.
Well, he just found the rope that he's going to need to build his boat later. No, that's not true.
Was that a grappling hook he found?
That is a grappling hook.
Man, Hachimachi, I bet he's pretty pissed it took him 4 games to find that, huh?
Yeah, it's the grappling hook doesn't allow you to like zip up buildings like a Spider-Man. In this, what Naughty Dog has called the final Uncharted game, you mostly use it for stuff like this, a swinging.
I bet, don't you think after every adventure he's like, next time I'm seriously bringing a grappling hook?
Yeah, and then he gets to whatever El Dorado, and he's like, dang it, I did it again.
How dynamic is the grappling hook? Do you get a lot of like?
There's a lot of magnetism to it, but I actually think it's really cool because you get like this full 360 degree like field of movement, so you can use it to like if you grapple good, you can skip like entire walls that otherwise you could jump over. Also, climbing is actually more improvisational this time around. Like there's almost always multiple paths up a thing. And so it's not just like, where's this dumb rock that Naughty Dog wants me to click over to? It actually feels like you have a bit more choice in the matter. It's actually pretty slick. So it is an Uncharted game. You got your exploration stuff. You got your combat, and then to mix up that combat, you also have stealth combat. You can hide in grass and pull people off ledges and do all that good stuff. The combat is still like. Uncharted 4 is a very good game, and it is an incredible way to like see this franchise out. It's probably it's one of the best like franchise closers I've ever played. When you think about like a Mass Effect 3 and like the missteps that it had, I think depending on there are people who really like that game, but I still think those people would agree that there are things they could have done better to see it off. I think this is like a really great way of seeing the game off. But the combat's still like the least interesting part about it. The best part about it is like the story bits, like this Moonlight beat 'em up with Nadine, who's a new really great character. That was character. It was combat, but look at this. You got branching dialogue. Not that it makes any difference, I don't think. But it's I don't know. There's some neat storytelling stuff going on in Uncharted 4. Some familiar faces, some new faces, and. A lot of stunts. A lot of hot, wet stunts. Is there a lot of
recapping? Because I gotta be honest, I don't think I remember a lot of the previous Uncharted games story-wise.
So I actually didn't include. It's funny, like in my review, which is up on Polygon.com right now. I talked about like how the storytelling stuff is the best it's ever been, and the storytelling stuff is so great. I didn't include much of that really at all in this overview because I didn't want to give it away. But there's basically an entire chapter that kind of literally walks you through. Some of Drake's adventures before he goes on what will ostensibly be his last one. Mm-hmm. But to mix all that stuff in, man, you're gonna climb so many things.
Just scrambling up there, huh?
Just a lot of scrambling. The grappling hook can also be used to do this kind of stuff, like this, like American Ninja Warrior, like wall running stuff. That's really cool. The best thing about the grappling hook is you can use it in combat. So the shooting is still like I would say like passable, but Naughty Dog I think has been really smart in that the enemies aren't nearly as bullet spongy as they have been in past games. Like you get a good headshot on an enemy and like that's it, they're down. You can also use the grappling hook at any point if there is a grapple point in the room and just like shoot while swinging around, and it's really dumb and like stupid dangerous. You can also do it in multiplayer too, although like in multiplayer the grappling hook is meant to be used to like get behind enemies stealthily and flank them so that your teammates can take them out from the front. If you try to like do some Indiana Jones shit in multiplayer using the grappling hook, you get absolutely murdered. So yeah, like the shooting's fine, the stealth stuff is fine. There's like a system of like knowing when you are starting to alert guards. You don't have any way of like attracting their attention. So, like, if you're hiding in the grass and there's, like, a guy walking far away from you, you can't get him in that grass to do, like, a stealth kill.
How important is this? Like, how necessary is
Not at all. Not at all. Because again, once it switches over to shooting mode, you can just go loud. It's not like you get extra upgrade points. Like there is no progression loop in the game. It's just like a story going from front to back, and it's a very, very good story. What's really cool about Uncharted 4 is like, and where it really sets itself apart from Uncharted 1, 2, and 3, I still think 2 is my favorite of the series. I think 2 is like, man, that's just a perfect little game. But like those games sort of start off with a bang and they completely ignore like the character work that happened in the previous game. It's like, oh, Nathan and Elena got together. But then like Uncharted 3 starts and it's like, oh, we haven't spoken in months. Like they get rid of like all the character stuff that they do. Uncharted 4 doesn't do that. Like Uncharted 4 is very much a game about like Nathan Drake walking away from this life, and they do it in a way that isn't like ham-fisted. It's actually like really nuanced and subtle and real and like kind of sad at times. This is, by the way, what I was talking about, like swinging around shooting a grenade launcher while I mean, you're talking about like, oh man, it talks about like your ambition and the direction that your life goes and how marriage can interact with that, and then like Nathan Drake is swinging around blasting fools with a grenade launcher. But there's like these quiet scenes.
Dad, you can buy apples in this one?
Yeah, dude, you can buy and eat apples.
Back
and
in the box.
They give you extra shooting strength. That's not true. It's just an apple. But like it tells the story.
I would give this game an extra point if you could just toss an apple. People just chuck it at the first person's head you saw.
Yeah. There aren't. So I will say this. This is like one of the better set pieces in the game. It's just this big clock tower that you climb up, solving puzzles as you go. I'll actually say there's not that many like big exploding set pieces. Like Uncharted 3 had a lot of them, right? Like it had the boat that capsized and then like flooded and you had to escape from it. Uncharted 2, of course, had the frozen train that you had to like climb up off the cliff. I don't think there's really anything of that caliber in Uncharted 4. Mm-hmm. But those games also had like those really big high points and then like a bunch of just slog, where you just had to shoot a million dudes while climbing through some temple. This Uncharted 4, like it doesn't have those big exploding like super memorable set pieces, but it is like of all the Uncharted games, it has the best pacing. Like it's not even close.
It also sounded from your review like there's a bit more thematic consistency in this because it doesn't have the big sort of outlandish set pieces. You get more of a sense of place.
Right, like Uncharted 3, you could tell like they designed the narrative of that game to be like, we want to have a plane crash scene, we want to have a boat wreck scene. And then they kind of strung them together, and the thread that tied them together was like really tenuous. In this game, it is like not like it's so easy to follow. You're chasing down a pirate horde. You're trying to find a long lost pirate treasure. But like every bit of that quest is just completely an allegory about like whether thieves can be good, whether Nathan Drake can be like an asshole, which he is like a lot of the time, but still be like a good redeemable dude. Like the whole game like goes all in on that in a way that is really, really nuanced and really just really solid. I was really, really happy with how they sent him off, and to the point where like I don't want him to come back. Like this is not one of those franchises where like they announced Uncharted 5 in 2018 and I'm like psyched out of my mind. Like I don't want him to come back. That is how well they have seen him off.
Well, that's a rarity. If they actually do keep him down, it will be quite the feat, I think.
This is how he goes down too in this car accident. He's dead. That fire burns him up, I suppose. No, that's not true. I would never do that to you. This is like less than halfway through the game. But yeah, this is Uncharted 4. It's fantastic.
Can't wait to play it by myself.